It's genuinely scary to me that even in her death, Marilyn Monroe was violated and no one cared enough to do anything about it. We all know about how mistreated she was in her life, but like we can't even let her rest in peace without some man trying to get a piece of it. Hugh Hefner was always such a creep for her. He paid $75,000 to be entombed next to her, and that was in 1992. Hugh Hefner was always so creepily obsessed with her. He always wanted his women to resemble her. And when the first issue of Playboy came out, he used her nude photos without her consent in order to market the magazine. She didn't make any money off of this either. And it wasn't like this was like a Playboy photo shoot. She took those nude photos in 1948, but the magazine didn't come out until the 50s. This was just like for a photographer, she made $50 off the photo shoot to make a car payment. And the photographer sold the images to Playboy. Playboy also, obviously, this isn't a shocker, they didn't acknowledge that like Marilyn was a huge help in driving sales of their first magazine. Because obviously she was a huge deal, and so like they were advertising the magazine saying like, we have nude photos of Marilyn in here. But Hefner never even met the girl in real life. So just the fact that he wanted to be buried next to her is just so weird. I know he's a weird guy in general though. And there's this other rich guy, and the first thing that comes up when you Google his name is Richard Poncher Grave. He also didn't know Marilyn, but was like creepily obsessed with her. And Marilyn wasn't alive to consent to this, her family didn't consent to this, but he paid all of this money to have his grave on top of Marilyn's, face down. His body was face down so he could spend eternity on top of her. And his widow attempted to sell the grave for $4.6 million, but the buyer backed out in 2009, so he's still there. And his widow didn't know he was going to do this before he did it. Come over here for longer videos.